So very quickly again, I've gone through many hours of video, picking out thumbnails of key areas, and then searching for when a specific event took place. So that's all part of the ability to search for video and find a specific incident. When I found that incident, when I found that bit of video that was key, it's very simple again to now take that video, take that particular incident, and put it onto a CD or a memory stick or into a drive somewhere. So I click on my little icon down the bottom here. Sorry, I'm down this area here. So I click on my icon down the bottom here. Okay, I think there's problems with the audio here. I move it along a little bit. So I move the timeline along a little bit, and then I'm clicking on my. So I've got a red timeline. So I've got a red timeline, that's the video that I'm going to archive, and then I'm going to burn it with this. At this stage you put in your CD, you copy it to the CD, and everything's done. That CD you can take off to the police, and then they will be able to play that video. Nobody else can play that video unless they've got the CD. So this video can never find its way onto social media. This timeline will also zoom in and zoom out, so you can see how I can magnify the time and search with great detail through the timeline, or I can zoom out and look over days or weeks. I mentioned earlier as well that we've got the ability to T-walk. Okay, so we've got a fisheye camera here. Now that these fisheye cameras are getting up to 8 megapixels, 12 megapixels, they're starting to come into their own as quite a viable option for an environment like this where you've got a fairly confined area and we want to look and see what's going on in that area where maybe previously we would have taken 3 or 4 cameras. So I can middle click there and I can do the spherical transform. And then I can hand tilt zoom that camera around. Okay. So at this stage, all we're taking from the camera is the fisheye view. We're not taking the D-walk views from the camera at all. We don't want the D-walk views. We've got this fisheye view, and that's what we record. And if you have to hand it over to the police, they get the fisheye view, and the D-walking tool goes with the video player to the police as well. And this has been quite a popular tool to be used in environments like this. And hospitals, schools, areas where you've got junctions and things like that. It's become quite a popular feature. Okay, the next feature I'd like to show you is this new feature that we bought in just last year called adjacent camera mapping. And it was developed for a customer in Germany. You might be familiar with it, a company called Hornbach. We do all the Hornbach sites around Europe. And they have a lot of rail cameras in their sites. And these rail cameras, these big 200-meter mechanical beasts, and they've had some issues with these rail cameras failing. So they asked us if they converted to IP, if they went to put in more IP cameras, how could we facilitate their operators being able to navigate easily from one camera to the next? Because at the moment they've got a rail camera which goes left or right. They know exactly where they are all the time in the store. They can zoom in, look down the aisle, or go left and look down the next aisle. They always know exactly where they're looking. If you then go and take that one rail camera out and you put in 70 IP cameras, they now have to understand which is this camera, which is the next camera. They're just numbers to them. So they said, well, would it not be a good idea if we put arrows pointing to where the next camera is? And maybe what you could do is you could put little thumbnails down this side here of all the cameras that are directly related to that camera that I'm looking at now. So if I wanted to go and look at the camera that's over there, easy, I just click on the arrow. If I want to click on the camera that says go to the lifts, I can click there, and that's the lift camera. And if I want to say, right, what's the camera down there, the corridor, I can click on there, I'm looking down that corridor. So it's a very easy way of navigating from one camera to the next. And then I can go back at any stage and move around and look at all my cameras. Okay? So very simple to do. On the right-hand side here, you'll see that I've got a list of cameras. They don't stand up so bold, unfortunately, on this display, but I've got a list of all my cameras, and these are what we call the resources on the site. When you've got a large site where you might have an intruder panel or access control system or other devices that you've got an integration with, these devices will all show up on the right-hand side. You can control those devices, so we can unlock doors, we can open barriers, we can set off alarms, we can turn on lights. All those devices can be put on the side here. Likewise, if you have audio, you can then listen to audio by right-click, listen to this audio input. If you've got audio built into your cameras, you can use that audio as well. So this is where you would put all your resources that you could control. On this screen now, this camera that you're looking at the moment, okay, this is the basis of our AI. So as you'll see, there'll be somebody who will walk in there just now, you'll see some activity go on, and it's always when you want something to happen, that nothing ever happens. Okay? Come on with some of the people walk in, right? So here we've got a guy who's walked in. This is the basis of our AI. We're now looking at objects arriving into view, and we're determining what that object is. So at this stage now, we've identified that we've got a person. Okay, the person's walked in, and I've added that to a database. So I can go to my database tab, and I can look at my database. Okay, this is my ANPR database. I need to switch that one. So that's my AI database. So here's my database. I must apologize, it's not very clear on this display. But here's a full database of everybody that's entered that room, or anything that's entered that room. So if the system decided that it was a truck or a suitcase or anything like that, it would identify it as a truck or a person. It would say that it's this color, and it puts it all into that database. So if I needed to at any stage, I could then go into my search tools and use these search tools to decide what I wanted to look for. The database construction that we have with our system is the same as if we did ANPR as well. So if you've got a really good quality camera, we've got a built-in ANPR engine in our system. It's a very high-speed engine. You should be quite proud of it because it's actually made here in Hungary. Okay, so it's a very, very good quality engine. It does some amazing detections in some very tough conditions. I can go through my entire database and I can look for any incident that took place. Okay, so that's when I detected that car. Alright, it's all database, and with that I can search for a particular number plate at the time of day. I can set up rules for those number plates. If this car comes in, send an alarm. I can add those lists, add those cars to black lists or white lists or any other list that you might want to make, and then control your system based on the ANPR. Part of the advanced event configuration that I mentioned earlier, and this is again one of the powerful parts of the VMS, is that we have the ability to say, I'm going to create a series of triggers that if I've got some video and I see an access control alarm or I see an intruder alarm, I can set up conditions. And we do this for a number of our customers who've got fairly advanced types of installations. And I can set up this Boolean condition down here in my event configuration. And this would be populated and configured according to the type of device that you're connected to. So it's an access control system. If I saw a door forced and the PIR in the room picked up motion, these two conditions say that I must send an alarm to this person. Okay, and this is when you can start to generate intelligent triggers, intelligent alarms and avoid a lot of the false positives that we see in the industry today. So the event configuration here is very powerful. When you have all these alarms, when you have all these alarms come through, when you have all these alarms come through, you need a user interface that can actually receive these alarms and process these alarms in an orderly manner. And this is our alarm interface. It's been used by a lot of remote monitoring companies. It was actually designed by a big remote monitoring company in the UK. So it's not our design. So we have an alarm that comes in. I can handle the alarm. It immediately switches to the video. It shows me the video that's responsible for that alarm. It can give me procedures. It can give me contacts. It can give me anything that I want. Once I've processed that alarm, okay, I can then close it or add comments or whatever I want to do. Okay, so let's close it. And then the alarm drops down into my history queue, which is a database again, where we're keeping all those alarms in perpetuity. Those alarms never deleted. We can put with that the video, so the video is never deleted. Obviously, your system at your remote site, the video is always overwriting. But once this alarm arrives in your alarm receiving center, all that video is now kept on your central alarm gateway, and it's not lost. I can then go back into any of these alarms at any stage, and I can open it up, and it gives me a full history of that alarm, when it came in, when it was handled, what information I've got with it. If I've had to fill out a procedure in an Excel spreadsheet, something like that, I'll send all that to that alarm. So without going into too much more detail, because obviously there's a lot more that you guys want to listen to today, and I'm running out of time, what we've tried to generate for you here is a user interface, which is very powerful, it's very feature-rich. Okay, it's very simple for the operators to use, but it gives them a lot of tools. Behind that, we've got a very flexible and very powerful configuration. It's simple to set up, but it can do a lot of things. You can set up a system in a very short space of time. Or, as we're doing with a big hospital in Dublin now, we're putting in a whole lot of devices and we're using all this Boolean technology to give us smart alarms. And then at the end of the day, you've got a nice central alarm monitoring system, and you can implement all the analytics, the ANPR, AI, all these things that you might want to introduce. So hopefully that's given you a little taste of VMS, a little taste of what we offer, and yeah, please come and have a look at it outside. We'll show you some more if you want to. Thank you very much.
Köszönjük szépen az előadást!